Welcome to PBL 2 Student Assignment, created by Kailey Curtis, Sandra Ponte, and John Philpott. Enjoy.
After reviewing all the learning objectives, we chose to focus on 3 specific learning objectives. The first one is learning objective number 2, apply principles of sound assessment to adult educational and online contexts. Learning objective 4, select and create and justify which assessment methods are best suited for particular adult education learning goals and teaching strategies. The last one is learning objective number 6, apply digital technologies that support assessment processes. We then designed a student assignment based on these 3 learning objectives.
For this assignment to be successful, we needed to separate making the assignment with our teacher hat and doing the assignment with our student hat. The teacher hat material follows. The goal of the assignment is for students to demonstrate higher level learning. They would learn about group work assessment methods and analyze the advantages and disadvantages of each. They would then recommend what was the most effective for adult learning based on research. And they would have to ensure that these align with learning objectives for the assignment.
As we began to design our assignment, we kept in mind our 3 learning objectives of applying principles, justifying these principles and assessment methods, and also being able to apply digital technologies that support these. Through the design of our assignment, we had in mind small groups of 3 to 4, but also having these groups implement higher order thinking strategies such as research, analyzing, justifying, and creating. And through our assignment, we think we hit on these higher order thinking skills, further developing our adult assessment practices.
This slide describes the process that we took for completing our assignment. First and foremost, we started off by looking at the learning objectives and choosing which one we wanted to focus on. Then we decided which topic we were going to do our assignment on. We distributed the work and research based on each other's strengths. Then we executed the student assignment, and we had a follow-up session where we discussed where we were at and what needed to be done. Next was a review. We cross-checked our rubric for this assignment and expectations with what we already had. The final step was creating this video.
As we lay out our assignment for our students, we want to provide a clear and descriptive outline of our expectations for our assignment. We have provided the background and purpose, the learning objectives, how the assignment clearly aligns with those learning objectives, all the requirements, descripted 1 through 6, to provide clear and concise instructions for our students. And along with this is a detailed rubric for the students to refer to and reflect on during the process.
The goal of this rubric is to provide students with clear instructions on what is expected for this assignment, breaking down the review of methods, analysis, the recommendation, and the research that they'll be doing, while also ensuring they're considering their presentation and creativity, as well as ensuring that all references and citations are utilizing APA 7 formatting.
The next part of our assignment was changing our view from one of being an instructor to one of being a student. For this, we relied heavily on the peer skills assignment that we have previously done. We used the resources that were provided to assist us in researching group work assessment methods.
As students, we decided to present our assignment in the form of a website to meet learning objective requirements. We built the website on Google Sites. You can review it yourself from the link below, and we'll quickly review it here. From our home page, you'll see that the site is broken into 3 sections: the review of the assessment methods, the analysis, and the recommendation. Below, you can also see the assignment information, and you can click to see what our references are. Up from top, you also can access the menu. From here, we can go to Review. You can see here we have a quick introduction, a review of the 5 methods using plain English to describe each, and advantages and disadvantages of each method. In our analysis, we discuss adult learning best practices and the principles of effective assessment, and how each method aligns with those principles. Finally, we get to our recommendation. As students, we recommended utilizing the Student Allocate Individual Weighting method. We provide our evidence via 4 peer-reviewed articles, and then we put our recommendation in action. From this site, you can take our peer assessment survey. The survey was created in Google Forms, and we utilized it to provide peer feedback on each other. And we welcome you to try it out for yourself. You can also click on this link to see the responses that we provided from each other. And finally, you can review our rubric for this assignment. We completed the rubric that we had created as teachers based on how we felt we did on this assignment and provided ourselves a final summative grade. In the next few slides, we're sharing our personal perspectives on what we felt were the challenges and issues that we faced while completing this assignment.
As I began to work through this assignment, I started to realize the difficulty I was having viewing each aspect of this assignment from a different perspective. So not only designing an assignment as the teacher, as the educator, but also completing the assignment as a student, and sometimes getting caught in the middle of looking at the learning objectives as an educator, but also looking at the learning objectives as a student. So being able to apply all these different theories at the same time, wearing different hats. Ultimately, that ended up being the greatest benefit. I believe that my understanding of the assessment process is a lot deeper because of it, and my understanding of the whole assignment is a lot clearer because I was able to design, process, implement, and create something wearing multiple hats and create something that we're actually proud of.
Hi everybody, Sandra here. So this is my perspective on some of the issues that we had. One of the issues that we had was there being missing information as to the expectations of the assignment. And so therefore we had varying views of some of the expectations. Things just like, should we implement APA, yes or no? And exactly how many is some learning objectives? The other issue was juggling home life with school life and work. I had recently returned to work, and so for me personally, that was a bit of a challenge, especially with increased workload in some of my other courses and in this course. The last issue was finding information or research that aligned the principles of effective assessment with group work assessment methods. There was no exact research, so we had to improvise for that one.
For me, I think the biggest challenge for this assignment was the timing with the COVID-19 virus outbreak. It's always hard to balance work and school, home life, and it was just made even worse because of the situation that we're all in. For the assignment itself, though, I think the biggest challenge was separating what we ended up referring to as teacher hat versus student hat, and keeping those two separate so we knew, okay, are we looking at the assignment now from a teacher perspective or as the students that are doing the assignment? It was good once we got used to it, but it definitely was a challenge. And finally, there was limited research on group work methods that would be what was the most effective for adult learners. There really wasn't a lot out there, so we ended up having to focus on studies where students were in university, in graduate studies. It would have been great to be able to get older adult learners, people that are coming back for a second time, and there just wasn't a lot of research out there for that.
We hope you enjoyed this video presentation, and thank you for watching.